Morning, folks. I've started early because I feel really bad about the daylight savings changes and some of the times you guys are sitting at right now. So hi. I'm early, yes. It's only half an hour, but I'm trying to accommodate some of you that is, it's already at 10:30, close to 11 o'clock already. So I thought I'd see if I could start a bit earlier. It's not a lot earlier, I'm sorry. Yeah. Switch screens, there we go. Yeah, I'm not even prepared. But there were people in chat and I was looking through Twitter and yeah. Like it's almost 11 o'clock for you, Michael, I think. So I thought I'd just start early, even if not everyone's here yet or whatever. The good news is it's not going to be a long stream today. I'm going to do my utmost best to not do 5-hour streams anymore. It's not good for anyone. Especially me, I'm just wrecked afterwards. Wow, what's with my blowout of my camera? So we can turn that down a bit. It's a bit better, a little bit better. So from now on, I'm going to try to do 2-hour streams. Yeah, if I can. I'm going to see if I can cut myself off for 2 hours or pick things that only go for 2 hours or even stop stuff if I'm not done yet. The super long streams aren't great for everyone, I don't think. I mean, some people enjoy them. They have it run in the background when they're working and doing other things, but just overall, yeah. So, hello everybody. It says Sion and Matt. Who is Matt? Matt Trentini. So Matt is the MicroPython side of the project. He was the one that Matt encouraged me to build the TinyPICO. And he's been pushing me to learn MicroPython. He's been helping me with MicroPython. He's working on drivers for the TinyPICO for some of the shields and stuff. And yeah, so that's kind of included in the project just because I think he deserves to be included in the project. At least just on a, involvement point. Yeah, 2 hours plus another 2 hours plus a bonus extra hour. No, I really don't want to. I was wrecked last week. It basically rides my day off and then I can't get anything else done for the rest of Wednesday. I'm just pretty knackered. So yeah, I'm going to really do my best to start doing shorter streams, I think. Yeah, nice try. So who have we got online? Oops, let's have a look. Just go back a bit. Hey Paul, if you're still here. And I know Azzy's here. And Michael, Miko, yep. Oh, I'm never going to know. Hey James. Hey Rob, if you're still here, if you haven't fallen asleep. Hey Adam. And of course Yuri. Yes. Death Shaker. Daylos944. Michael. I think I said hi Michael. Hey Daniel. Hi Jan. Jan. I don't know. Leo's here. Hey Leo. Crazy Roops. Course Station 240. He's trying to coerce me into a long stream. Andy Mouse. Hello. It's Andy Mouse MicroPython. No, Andy MicroPython Mouse 123. Cool. Hello Jason. Let's make a time machine. I don't know about that. I don't think I can make a good time machine. Hang on. I've still got the sniffles. Hasn't gone away. Just bringing my tissues over. I'm going to need to blow the honker, I think. Hey Stephen. Hey Dirk. Hello Gavin. Renee. Cool. I'm just going to mute for 1 second. So yeah, daylight savings changed in Europe last week. I think it was last week. And then like a couple of days later it changed here in Australia as well. So it's a 2-hour gap now. So I don't know if I'm going to catch the whole stream. I work with sleep issue right now. So go to sleep, Daniel. Go to sleep. Hey Roger. Cool. Thanks for subscribing. Yes, so I that was something exciting for me. I put an update out on Crowd Supply. Let me just switch over for those that haven't seen it. So that's the normal page. I've given them new images for the blackboards, but they haven't updated them yet, unfortunately, for the pinouts and for those. But I did my first update, which is just here, which anyone that would have subscribed to the project would have seen. And I mean, obviously many of you already know this, that the TinyPICO is going to be in black now. And I go through, talk about some of the shields, and show the display shield, a working one, not the non-working one, a bit on some of the development stuff, and then I put a link to the playlist, but they actually changed it and put some of the video links in there, which is pretty cool. Yeah, that's Matt Trentini just there. So yeah, that was pretty cool. That went out yesterday. I think I've got about close to 800 people who have signed up now, which is cool. Hey Stephen, only here for a little bit. Me too. I'm only here for a little bit too. So normally people do updates for the actual campaign, and I'll obviously be doing updates for the campaign. But I had the opportunity to do an update for the pre-launch as well, which is cool. I was hoping to be able to show you the final rounds of PCBs for the shields, but they're not. They're supposed to be here yesterday, but they might not turn up till today, till this afternoon. I'm currently having a lot of other things to sort out, but I decided I'd like a TinyPICO once it's available. Cool. I'm glad you'd like one. That's awesome. To fund a certain... Yes, I need to fund a certain amount for... It's like a Kickstarter. It's got to reach its goal. But the advantage for me is I could make the goal anything. Like, it's not like... Because I'm going to be... Like, I can do small runs myself. I don't need to say, oh, I need to do 500 boards, because it doesn't make any sense to not, to go to China with less, so 500 is my minimum. I can make my minimum 50 boards if I want. So I don't see a problem with having the project funded. It's definitely going to be funded. Can you see? Yeah, absolutely. It's a fully it's Arduino IDE, or you can code directly with the IDF, with the Espressive SDK, just in C, or MicroPython, obviously. Yeah, it's all three. It's fully... here we go. Espressive IDF, MicroPython, or Arduino IDE. Yeah, it's compatible with all. It's just that, there's a big movement with MicroPython right now. It's really making some great headway, and it's a beautiful language to code in, and it's... one of the things, like, it's really good it's strong on the ESP32, but there aren't a lot of, to be honest, there aren't a lot of great ESP32 boards out there. I mean, there's a lot of cheap ESP32 boards. There's a lot of variety out there of ESP32 boards, but most of them have got major failings in somewhere or another place. So, it's not scary. MicroPython, well, I thought it was. I thought Python and MicroPython were scary for a long time. But it's actually not, and it's really beautiful to code in, and I can't wait to get my next few videos out. My next one's really going to be a lot of basic stuff, like, loops and conditions and string stuff, but you'll see from that, oh my god, it's like you're never going to do a for int I equals 0, I is less than 10, I plus plus ever again. Like, that is just so 1970s. 80s, 90s, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, it's the amount of power you got in MicroPython is crazy. Very important questions. When can I buy it? When? Well, as soon as the Crowd Supply campaign launches. I'm getting close. And how cheap is it going to be? It's, well, yeah. My target price is $20 US. And then obviously it'll go down for a single board, and then it'll go down for multiple boards. With Crowd Supply, the shipping for the US has to be included. So it's going to be whatever the $20 plus the shipping is going to be. So probably $27 US for one board, and that includes free shipping in the States, and then just the extra, whatever the difference is for shipping for the rest of the world. Enjoying make it much less scary. It's really nice. I think the scariest part is the whole having to flash it, like get it on your board and flash it, and working, like having to use something like R shell, or another tool to get access to it, like if you want to get to the REPL or copy stuff over. as I mentioned in my first video, Moo is getting close to having ESP32 stuff. I played with the alpha the other day. It recognises the TinyPICO and other ESP32 boards, but as soon as I try to transfer files to it, it crashes. But it's an alpha, so yeah. So it's interpreted, but it's not interpreted like Lua, for instance. So, or like BASIC. So something like a language like Lua or BASIC, that's runtime interpreted. So it's looking at the actual code at runtime and working out what to do. With MicroPython, it's bytecode compiled. So there's a level of compilation that happens. It's like working with C#, for any of you that have coded in C#. And so it is actually compiled, but it's compiled to bytecode, and then the bytecode's interpreted. So it's sitting in between. You know, you've got your source code, then you've got your normally you go source code to like a bytecode to assembler, right, or machine language. Then in this case, it's going from source code to bytecode, and then it's interpreting the bytecode. So it's much faster than you think it is. And then with the added advantage of being able to, you can actually write C inline and write assembly inline. And that, during the compilation to bytecode, gets actually interpreted, like compiled down to assembly. You can also write modules, like everything in Python's a module, but you can actually make you make a module in Python, MicroPython, or you can write your module in C, or you can write your module in assembler. So if you want to, like something that's super fast, you just write your module in C anyway, and then you just expose those functions to MicroPython and call them from your MicroPython code. It's the best of all worlds. And let's face it, most things don't need that type of performance. And, you know, on 8-bit microcontrollers, or even some of the 32-bit microcontrollers that have, you know, like a 40 megahertz or 48 megahertz microcontroller, like the SAMD21, that's only got like 256K of RAM for the big one, like that's still a constrained chip, right? Even though it's 32-bit, it's only 48 megahertz, it's not very fast, but the ESP32's got two 240 megahertz cores, right? So it's like 50% faster cores. Sorry, no, what am I talking about? Not 50%. What's 240 divided by 50-ish, whatever, 4.5 times faster cores times 2, and it's got stacks more memory. So yeah, you're like, most people who work on an ESP32 never touch the sides of its processing power. So running a language like MicroPython's a piece of cake on it. There's a nice paper about programming language comparison, Python and C included. Compilation programming language. Of course they're dominant on performance, because they're running, like, they're compiled down to machine code. Of course they are, but you don't need that for most people's projects. I mean, you can take a microcontroller and, you know, you can take an ESP32 and make it drive 1,000 LEDs, and you don't need 240 megahertz to do that. You can almost do that in 16 megahertz, you know, with a, you know, or, you know, 60 megahertz with a, you know, a really decent refresh rate. Like, again, you don't need to be running machine language compiled stuff to do most of your projects. So, and I think, like, when you start playing with MicroPython, I think you'll be surprised at actually how fast it is. Like, there's no need to write low-level drivers for a lot of the stuff. I got the limits, ESP1. I'm not sure what that means. So I'm just going back. I just missed a couple of things while I was rambling a bit. And then, Death Shaker saying, I'm planning on buying 2. Woohoo! Yay! What did Leo say? Yuri, those are good problems to have. What problems is you? I don't know what problems Yuri's having. Oh, imagine 800 people are going to buy at least one TinyPICO. Good luck. Yeah. There's going to get a point where I'm, you know, under 200 boards, probably, or 250 boards, I'm going to make them all myself, and over 250, I'm going to have to seriously consider, yeah, just going to China. How do MicroPython and CircuitPython compare? Well, CircuitPython started out as a fork of MicroPython, but Adafruit, look, CircuitPython's great, but Adafruit have gone in a bit of a different direction, especially with their hardware layer. They've made some decisions that really separate the two, to make them incompatible. They make CircuitPython easier, like more approachable for new people, but it's also got some pretty severe limitations on what it can do at the hardware level Like I believe, for instance, you can't do like a project where you've got SPI and I2C at the same time. Things like that. I could be wrong on that, but I think that's the case. Um, they've simplified the syntax on a lot of the hardware stuff, but to the point of losing low level ability to do more. Flight of the Moon with 8K memory, now we can flash 18 LEDs with 1 mega memory. Yeah, the issue with flashing 18 LEDs with the mega memory is well, bad drivers, but also, yeah, just no, bad drivers. Nice video on how to optimize MicroPython. Hello, Mark. Okay, I don't know what that is. I'm not going to look at that now. Launching videos on a stream is not a good idea for my getting in trouble from YouTube, but I will have a look at that later. Thank you. Maybe a video comparing speeds of functions. Nah, I mean, James, sorry, but that's, nah. Out of the realm of anything I'm interested in doing. Like, C is faster than MicroPython, everyone knows that, but the question is MicroPython fast enough? And I think it is. Like, I making arbitrary functions to compare speed, like, in a non-real world situation doesn't really make any... Yeah, it doesn't make much sense to me. Sorry. If someone else wants to jump in and do that, they can. But, yeah, like, I'm not sure what the point of that would be. Hello, Tinkerdad. We've used ASMC on 8mm microcontrollers my whole working life, and I love this new generation of boards with Python. Yeah, look, sometimes it's just a pain in the backside to work really low level on a microcontroller, especially when you don't need it for a lot of tasks. You know, you should only need to branch off to go low level stuff when you need it. And the rapid development time, like, it's just incredible how much faster you can develop in something. And not just MicroPython or CircuitPython. I mean, you know, there's people are developing Rust for different microcontrollers, and I know that Mick makes, he's been playing around with Golang that's been coming out. Hey, Adam. They stopped working on his port, and there is talk about merging sections of his code into main. Well, there's always been talk about merging some of Boris's stuff back. The question, I guess, has always been about who's responsible for doing that. Should Boris be merging? Should Boris be pushing back, like giving back to mainline, or should people on mainline be pulling his stuff? He's got some really cool stuff in there, you know, but he's also coded a lot of his stuff in a way that's very specific to ESP32, which makes it incompatible merging it into mainline for other boards that don't have that functionality, right? Like, everything that goes into mainline has to be, even if, you know, if board 1 and board 2 have different features, that's fine, but board 2's extra features need to be implemented in a way that don't hamper board 1 in terms of compiling for the different ports. And I'm not sure how careful Boris has been on doing that with his... I haven't heard that he's not working on it anymore, so yeah. Hey, Heavy Crown. It is better. Like, I'm still a bit nasally. I've still got a runny nose. It's been like, yeah, 3 weeks now with a runny nose. For those that don't know, so Boris, he forked a version of MicroPython ages ago, and he's been working on his own version, which you're allowed to do. I mean, it's open source, for the ESP32, and he added stacks of really cool features. He's got Telnet in there, and he's got FTP. He's done a bunch of good stuff, some really nice TFT drivers and things. But yeah, the problem with that is that obviously then, you know, and I can go and grab his fork of MicroPython and put it on TinyPICO, and that'll also work. It's fine. They're all still compatible. They're compatible with the hardware, but not necessarily compatible with each other. So it'll be interesting to see what comes of that. Got another language I'm working with at the moment. What language are you working with? Station 240? I remember FTP. FTP is pretty cool. It's very slow, but it's pretty cool. It's got a cough which won't go away. Yeah, there's nothing worse than trying to solder. You're about to get that final bit in there and you cough. Yeah, that'd be bad. So M5 Stack work, well, they were using Boris's, were they? Really? I thought that they had their own anyway. They were just... I thought they forked his. No, maybe not. I'm sure Matt knows the answers to most of these questions. Hey Sim. If anyone's joined that I haven't said hi to, I apologise. Hello. Hello, hello. So we should start looking at what I'm looking at, because I said I want to do a 2-hour stream, and it's, well, officially it's not 7 o'clock yet, so maybe we can do 2.5 hours today. For those that are joining now, I started half an hour early because I felt bad about the whole time zone 2-hour gap now. Europe changed and Australia changed, so I started a little bit early. I don't know. I'll try to do that every week. I'll see if I can start at 6:30 now. Yeah. Hello, John. I started early now. Yeah. It's C, but the drivers for the device on the SPI bus are registry level. Wow. What? Registry level SPI drivers? I mean, SPI really can't go much faster than... maybe. I guess if you're doing custom things, you get faster speed out of it. Later is better in Canada, right, but I can't win. You all need to move to Australia. You all need to move. So I got my boards for this, and I haven't built it yet because I've only got one screen, and thought I'd do it on the stream. I'm a bit nervous because I don't know how well it's going to work. I mean, assuming the screen even works, I'm hoping this will work. Let's pull a board out and have a look. Yeah, as I said, Yuri, like that's why I'm starting a bit earlier. But sorry, but I can't start my streams at 5 in the morning. Just to accommodate the time zone change. Like, that's just not sustainable for me. I thought I ordered 5 of these. Why have I got so many? Oh, maybe I ordered 10. I don't know. Too many things that could kill me. Of course it'll work. Oh, hey, Chris. Of course, what, this will work first time? Yeah, I don't think it will, actually. It might. It's a really simple circuit. Let me pull the circuit up and I'll show you. Like, it's a really simple circuit. My concern is not the circuit. My concern is A, I can't test the screen before I put it on. And B, just getting that now let me switch this one. Getting where'd I put the screen? Here. Just getting this on is my worry. Assuming that it even fits. I don't know if I got the spacing right. Oh, the spacing is not right. This could be a dud already. Oh no. I printed this out and measured it. Okay, well, I guess we're not doing this today. Oh boy. No. I'm out by 1. Not gonna work, folks. Ah. Hate making my own footprints. Look at that. Can anyone see? I can't get any closer. Hang on, I might be able to elevate it. Let me see if I can elevate it. And go in focus. Oh no. I don't know if this will focus. Let me try. Focus. Oh. No. Okay. Too high. Let me try a different one. Let's see if I can get it to a close enough level. Well, that's a bust. See, I didn't even open it to check it. That's showing you I did it live, right? Maybe I should have opened it first. Run jumper wires. No, I've only got one screen. I'm not prepared to do that, I don't think. The screens aren't... Okay, yeah, the screens aren't cheap. I've got some sitting in my alley cart. I'm only prepared to buy a whole bunch of them. I don't even know if I want to make this shield, because it's going to be a fairly expensive shield. I cannot compete. Like, these screens are costing me... These screens are costing me about 40% more than I can buy these shields. So, I don't even know if I'm going to release a shield like this. Did you find some breakout PCB to solder kind of flat cable? No, I had to make a custom footprint for it. It looks like I got it wrong. Damn. slightly out. I got my maths wrong. Hey David, you're just in time to see that I can't do this. So yeah, I'm not I can try. I don't know if I can. I don't want to run, like, I don't want to wire wrap every single one of these and potentially wreck the screen. I'm pretty sure the circuitry is going to work. Let me go back to the circuitry. Hey Amos. So, I mean, the schematic's pretty simple. It's, so I took an existing footprint and modified it. Pitch measuring PCB rulers, you can see what footprint you need. I don't know how good the pitch stuff is on this. You're talking about one of these ones? I've got an Adafruit one as well. How you took them? Just switch back. Oh, you're talking about one of these? I don't know where my Adafruit one is. Don't think there's pitch on it, does it? No. What is that screen? It's a 160 by 80 IPS panel. It's a, I don't have a link handy. Just go on Ali and look for 160 by 80. Yeah, I think my Adafruit one has the pitch thing on it, but I don't know where it is. Yeah, it's not in there. Oh, hang on. Oh, found my Adafruit one. I don't know if that's got pitch on it either. Here's the Adafruit one. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. Oh, this is a complete rip-off of the Adafruit one. I never knew that. So I won't have it either. So I don't know which one has the pitch thing that you're talking about. I know they're upside down. Sorry. So yeah, these screens are like, you know, unless I buy them in hundreds, they're like $4. Where did I put the screen? Here. Yeah, they're like $4 a screen. Australian shipped. So I get the whole having to pay our goods and services tax on top, unfortunately, and I found one place that they're cheaper, slightly cheaper, but I just don't know if I can trust. I've been trying to speak to the guy about pricing, and yeah, he's just not being helpful at all. And it's one of those ones where you buy one and it's free shipping, and you buy two and then the shipping goes up, and you buy four and the shipping goes up. And so by the time I buy 10 of them, the shipping costs as much, you know, it's like $20 shipping or something. You know, the IC pads on the other side, the right pitch. No, I don't think they are. It's very, yeah, no. No, they're not. I just got my maths wrong. So what I did is I did two pads, and then I printed out like I normally do on my printer, which is an inkjet printer, so it's not very good. Like, it's, you know, you get fuzzy printing. But then I lined them up and it looked okay, and then I did a couple more and I lined it up, and I thought it looked good. I got half of the strip done, and it looked like it was lining up okay, so I just did the rest of them. I should have printed another version just to check it, but hang on, maybe that here, is that the right pitch? That's slightly out as well. 0.65, maybe it's 0.65 pitch. So I must have done 0.7. It could be 0.65. Can everyone see? I don't know. Hang on. Let's see if I can get that closer. Get this out of the way. That looks like it might be close. I think it's slightly out still. I need to put it under my microscope. Yeah, that's still slightly out. So it's somewhere between 0.65 and 0.7. I did 0.7. So it must be like God, why is it such a weird thing? You just got the message now that you're live. Hey Julian. Hey Scott. Sorry if anyone came in that I didn't say hi to. Hey CG Aces. It's the ST7735. Thanks CG Aces. Wow, that is so annoying. Oh well. Hey Dean. Hey Colin. Hey James. Which may be the one used in the Adafruit part. No, the Adafruit one's not the same as this. The Adafruit screen's a different screen to this screen. Already checked that. I am using a generic Adafruit footprint as a basis to build it, but then I redid the pads. Oh, well, it could be a really quick stream today anyway. Oh boy. Hey Andy. You've been sick, Julian, as well. Did you catch it from me? You must have caught it from me on my stream. Hey Hogcat. Well, so that's a bust. That's really frustrating. You know what? I've had a win on every single shield I've done so far, and now I've got a fail, so that's, you know, just, it kind of realigns me again. I don't even know if I got the wraparound size correct. Is that even in focus? Let's try to focus this. Let me stick a little bit of blue tack to hold the screen on, and let's see if... Yeah, everything's my fault, Julian. Just ask my kids. I'm going to stick some blue tack. See if I can get the screen lined up nicely. See even what it looks like, maybe. A bit disappointing. I had a couple of wins. Like, I had 2 big wins yesterday, or the day before. So I'm not overly disappointed. It's not like I'm not getting, you know, more PCBs done soon. Is that the AliExpress link? Let's have a look. Open a new window. Right, it's in German. No, that's a different screen. So that's a different one again. Let me just, right, so that's the thing, there's quite a few of them. So that has a, let me just load this, go to here, that is a different connector. If you notice. So yeah, you got to be careful which one you get. What happened to you, Adam? Why are you not well? Bruised all the little bone in my left wrist. I'm not going to ask what you were doing. Yeah, Chris, that's a different screen though. So, yeah. There's actually 3, I found 3 different versions of the screen with 3 different connectors. I don't know if it's the same pitch or not. But yeah, it's a different one. It looked like the pads realigned after some misses, which means you should be able to figure exact pitch. Vernier style. Yeah, like I'm just I'll go back. I'll do it again. It's fine. It really is. It's fine. These screens were not going to be for the crowd supply launch because there was no way I was going to commit to buying 50 of these screens. Yeah. But see, and did this line up? Yeah, it's not quite in the middle as well. That's the other problem. Like, I'd probably have to tape it down before I attached it. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Oh well. Oh well. Thanks for watching. Catch you all later. No. Well, I'm going to grab these and put them back in my little tub because that is not happening today. So I might... Oh, right, so I could have... Oh, boy. So... Oh. What's Julian saying what to? Let me put these away. I don't know if I should call that unexpected or expected. No, not ending yet. So these are the boards that came after my last stream that arrived about 25 minutes after the stream ended. This is my RTC shield. This is my RTC shield. Interesting, the weight of the battery on it. Yeah, cool. And this is my first pass of my audio shield that needed a bit of a bodge. What about by display? No, I don't think by display has that screen. I've looked a few times. By display screens are super expensive compared to Ali. So yeah. Hello, Clifford. Ask why not using a slide-in edge connector. Because I can't find one. I could not find a slide-in edge connector that worked with this screen. I went on by display and went through all of their edge connectors and couldn't find one that seemed to be compatible. And then I looked on Ali, and yeah, good luck trying to make sense out of the stuff you find on Ali. No, it wasn't a ground wire, I forgot. I'll show you in a moment what I forgot. Well, I didn't think I needed it because I'd seen reference that didn't have it, but I did. Anyway, so yeah, I've not found an edge connector that this will connect to. So, otherwise, I'd love to do that. Don't get me wrong. You know, it would be my preference to do that. What RTC chip on that? No, I'm not using a DS. Okay, we'll start with this. So, this is the MCP 7940N, not the DS3231, which I've got stacks of and I really like. So the thing is, and what a lot of people don't realise, which is not a problem for a lot of stuff, is the DS3231 and below have got a very high quiescent current. And they have even when you just run them off you can't disconnect, you physically have to disconnect power to them, to the VCC side, to not have them draw a lot of power. Hey, David. Hey, Dean. Did I say hi, Dean? I don't know if I said hi, Dean, either. Maybe I did. But hey, David. So, yeah, the DS3231 can take up to 200 microamps. And so what people have been doing with them is putting complex circuitry on there with, you know, like high side switches with NPN and PNP or whatever to disable them. And I didn't want to overcomplicate the circuit for that. This MCP 7940 takes 1.2 microamps. And even lower. That's 1.2 microamps running from the VCC side. And if you can tell it to go into battery backup mode, which actually doesn't power it from that. It runs off the battery, and it can go down to like 0.8 microamps. So, you know, I spent all this time doing a super low power microcontroller. The last thing I wanted to do is someone stick an RTC backup shield on it, put it to sleep, because that's what you would use a backup, you know, is when there's no power or when it's asleep, to use the clock, and then have it chew all the battery power. So, hey Chris, billboard which is for a custom project and want a 8 PS RAM. Does anyone know where I can find? Yeah, just grab the latest expressive data sheet for the Pico D4, and they have some wiring diagrams for PS RAM now. So let's pull up the data sheet for the MCP, shall we? 740N microchip data sheet. That is not a 2032 or a 102 or a 1220 either. This is a 1025. Actually, I've got some on a sheet I just bought. This was a pain because I had like sourcing these holders. I had to get them from Arrow. They come from Norway. These little holders. I had to find a coin cell holder that would fit on my shield. So these are the batteries. They're a CR125, which is, I think, is also compatible with the CR927, I think it's called. And yeah, I needed to find a really tiny battery. At one point, I thought of putting like one of those soldered-on Varta batteries that last like 5 years or 10 years. Wow, they're like $11 each. I didn't want to do that. The RAM itself, I think they talk about what RAM is compatible on there. I'm using Lion Tech RAM. Can't remember the model number off my head. Yeah, look in the data sheet. They've got all the info. I'm pretty sure all the info's in there. And once my TinyPICO goes live on Crowd Supply, all the schematics and stuff will be released for it as well. Yeah, so let's have a look at this. I'll get rid of this for now for the data sheet. So it's got most of the functionality that the DS3231 is a great chip. A really, really, really awesome chip. Must be a pain to pay the shipping. No, free shipping through Arrow, but I had to buy like 100 of them, I think. Oh, sorry. I keep looking at something you can't see. Yeah, I had to buy like 100 of the connectors though, so I got a stack of them, and they just fit. And obviously, as you can see, I couldn't put header pins there, so I ended up making the shield kind of small, which is nice. And what I've done with it, so we'll go back to the data sheet in a second. So I got a new version of this coming. This was my prototype version. It's the same. What I've done though is I've got labels on the front now, back again, for the pins that I took off, and there's a solder jumper that's now on the back. So what I've done is there's got what's called a multifunction pin. So, you know, you can make it for alarms and stuff. It triggers the pin. I've got that connected to GPIO 4, but I put a solder jumper on there too. So if you are using GPIO 4 on the TinyPICO for something else and you don't want to use the alarm or the multifunction pin, you can just cut that solder jumper. But that's on the back now, on the next revision. So yeah, let's go back to the chip. No coffee. Is that a Red Bull? No, this is not Red Bull. This is just hot water. Hot water with some... It's not cordial. It's like... It's that water flavouring stuff that isn't cordial. It's got very little sugar and stuff in it. So it's not Red Bull. No. So I'm missing some of the chats, I think. Okay, let's go back to look at the data sheet. So, oops. So it needs an external crystal, which I've got on there, which is why, the package is so small. It's why the DS is so big. And it's low power features, so check this out. So it's, 1.2 microamps at 3.3 volts. And on battery backup, it's 925 nanoamps. So it was 0.9, not 0.8. Close. It's got 64 bytes of SRAM, so you can store data in there if you want to, which is pretty nice. What else has got? Dual programmable alarms. Yeah, the output pin, so you can obviously do a clock output, like a frequency output alarm, or you can make it do other things just to trigger that. So I don't know what it's got with its temperature compensation. It might have. I'm not sure if it's as accurate as the DS 3231, whatever it's called. I'm just looking to see if it's got anything about compensation. Yeah, the 3231 is a really nice chip. This is also cheaper, but you need the accompanying stuff. You need a crystal and you need a couple of caps with it. But it's super small and super low power. And I didn't even know that the DS3231 was so high. I designed the board to go with the 3231, but I ended up changing it last minute, and I'm glad I did. I couldn't find any in the smaller package. I wish I could have, so I would have definitely done one with a DFN package, but I couldn't find them online anywhere. And it's a pretty simple setup. Just got 3 pull-ups and the crystal. I just want to see if there's anything about the compensation. So I'm scanning this really quickly. Serial clock, serial data, backup supply, oscillate input output, multifunction pin. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, if someone else can look in that. Just thought about that option. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the 3231 will be a bit more accurate, but I don't know if it's, that much more accurate enough that justifies the 3 times the price for the chip. And yeah, and the excessive, well, it's not excessive. Like, 200 microamps is way too much for me, for the TinyPICO, but as I said, I could have stuck some, twin, pre-biased NBN, like a, SOT 363 chip on here, but I would have had to make the board a bit bigger and stuff, and then I would have had to use up one of the I/O to be able to switch it, so you could switch it on and off. Potentially, I wouldn't want to run it directly off the power, because sometimes you might want it on. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm happy with that chip. So that works really well. I'm working on some MicroPython drivers for it. There's a few Arduino libraries for it. So, I've checked it out, and it works great. So, very happy with that. This is my audio one. So, I'll go through this now, and then I'll show you what I've done with the version that's supposed to come today, but not here yet. So, I'm using a magnetic buzzer instead of a piezo. So it's kind of like a piezo. It's not really a speaker. Like an additional compensation for intrinsic nuances in the clock, this feature can also be used to correct. There you go. Thanks, Yuri. Hey, Ben. So I might actually, I'm going to plug this in and wire it up as well. Right, but what I did wrong was I didn't have, now let me see if you can see. Not only is there a wire there, but there's a cap. I soldered a cap onto the power pin. So I didn't put decoupling on the amp. So it's using a PAM 8301, just a mono amp, 1.5 watt mono amp. Excuse me. And I've got two boards here from two different people, two different companies that use this chip. Neither of them have decoupling caps on them. So I didn't put a decoupling cap. And it turns out I needed one. So, yes, that's what that bodge was for. I can even, hang on, I might be able to do this. Let me show you what it sounds like without a decoupling cap. I'm gonna do this on my, I think I've got a video on my phone, so just hold on. I'll see if I can find it. I'll see if I can find the video. I don't know if it's a good one or a bad one. Right, no, that's a good one. Sorry, just bear with me a second. Or maybe I don't have it on here. Damn. So it was stuttering a lot. Like it was like it was cutting out, like the speaker was cutting out, but it wasn't the speaker. Let me get my wires. I'll wire this up. So I wasn't expecting to do this on my stream today. Once I'm finished, I'm going to come back if the stream's still going. Once I'm finished, 7 hours. No, Scott, I'm doing 2 hours today. That's it, or maybe 2.5 because I started early. I'm cutting off at 9. I'm going to start doing shorter streams. Yeah, the 1302, 1305, I think, and the 1307. No, the 1307. It might have less power, but it's not accurate at all, David. The DS isn't really high. Well, it depends. 200 microamps is nothing for most projects, but if, I don't know how many revisions I went through and how much heartache I went through to get this to be as low power as I can. I think I would be doing it a complete injustice if I made a RTC clock. That for me, the benefit of RTC clock is to be able to keep time when the Pico's turned off, where that just choose battery. It's a nice chip, the microchip one. Definitely a nice chip. Okay, so I need to remember how I wired this up. I know that 25 goes to 25, so the audio in pin on this is on 25, so it's connected to the DAC. Obviously, I'm not doing it like it's a shield. I could, if I had a TinyPICO with female headers, I could just plug it in, but I don't have one on me right now. And so it's going to go ground to ground, and the red one. It's going to quickly wire this up. You have that high HG, low standards these days. Me, I don't know. Yeah, maybe I do. Maybe my standards are too high. You could be totally correct. I don't know what code's on this. I don't think there's any audio code on this, but there might be. What else do I need? I think that... Is that it? I don't know what code's on this at the moment. I should zoom out a bit. Let's see if I can find some code. Where's my Arduino IDE? I have it open. It should be open here somewhere. No, I don't want that. Ooh, no, I don't want that. Okay, let's see if this works. I'm just compiling. No, I'm not. Oh, no, it's not an 80 tiny 85. Go get. Come on, Arduino IDE. Sometimes I click on the tools menu on the Arduino IDE and I just beach balls for ages. It's really frustrating. So what was the chat? Nope. Wire 3.3 to 5. What? Is that 5 volt? I'm blind. No. That's 3.3 volts. I think my Arduino IDE's crashed. Awesome. So, no, that's wired to 3.3 volts. Oh, yes, I did. Yeah, you're right. Whoops. I did connect it to wrong one. Apologise. Thank you very much. I was too focused on getting the Arduino IDE up, which looks like it's crashed on me. I'm going to force quit it. Bye. Permission denied. What? You keep your standards low, Adam. That's funny. Piss away milliamps like I have a perpetual motion machine. You know what? I was never so conscious about power usage up until now. So, you know, yeah. Like, I've really fought hard. Things getting aggressive on the IDE. You know, I'm gonna punch it. I really fought hard to get as low power as I could on the TinyPICO. I mean, the TinyPICO, the Pico D4 can't really get lower than 10 microamps, right? That's its minimum. And so for me to get as close to 10 as I can was a real, yeah. Had to do it. Had to solve it. Why is that? Right. Tools. Wow, this really is a terrible IDE. Can't get back into tools again. As soon as oh, here we go. We're back. Okay, cool. And I need to find that sketch again, which I closed by accident. Open recent. Here we go. While we're waiting for software to load, what are you using to play with MicroPython? Missed out. Yeah, I'm using Visual Studio Code to do my coding, and using R Shell to connect to the TinyPICO, and then to bring up the REPL or to copy my files over and stuff. And I'll go through a bit more R Shell usage in my next video. What's nice about Visual Studio Code is you can just run a terminal inside the bottom of it. So I'm in the same interface. I don't have to jump between two different windows, which is quite nice. If you're a company, your production manager and your QC manager would be in constant conflict. I don't think so, Graham. I think if I was a company with those people involved, the understanding would be that I'm a company that's sitting on the, as far as I'm concerned, on the bleeding edge. And so when you're on the bleeding edge, this is what happens, I think. You got to remember, when I started playing with the Pico D4, no one was playing with the Pico D4. Like, there was no boards out except for the Espressives board with the Pico D4 when I started playing with it. Hey, Alan. So my learning curve from this wasn't just about low power and stuff. Like, there was nothing. There were no schematics out there even, really, when I started playing with the D4. So I've had to work a lot out myself. You know, when I got my RAM first working, like, we had, you know, myself and Rudy, we had to work out ourselves how to get RAM working. It was officially not supported. Not only was it not supported by Espressive, they said it wouldn't work. So, oh, we're up. The IDE came up. Okay, so let's flash it, see what happens. Hey, Andy Roberts. I enjoyed the first episode of MicroPython. Tried it on a cheap Chinese, which I hadn't used. I didn't know how to use it. Got the Blink code loaded. Woohoo! Excellent. Oh, you're talking about the roles from... Dude, if I was a... Well, I am a company, but if I was a... Oh, this might go in a second. Did I not get the right pin? Hang on. Oh, that'd be annoying. No, 25. What is it not doing? Ground, ground. That's interesting. Oh, I need to set the enable pin, I think. Hold on 1 second. One moment, please. So, well, I might show you what the new audio shield looks like. No, I'll do that in a second. So, the nice thing about this... Oh, it should be on. I'm pretty sure that should be on. 25, is 4. IO4. Oh, actually, maybe it's not going to run automatically. 1 second. Current sample 2. Yeah, that should be working. Why is that not working? 25, 25. I'll try it again. Whoa, whoa, okay. Chat just went fast. Yeah, Graham, like, yeah, there's no way, yeah, I am a company doing all those things, but if I was ever going to, like, grow, I would not run all those roles myself. I do that now, and it's frustrating. Very frustrating. So it's about the FCC board connector for the screen. Hey Ian, the connectors are available, but only for FCC compliant sizes. FPC seem to be used almost for soldering. Right. What was Big Clive's comment? I missed that one. I don't know. Yeah, please explain connecting the terminal with Visual Studio Code would be great. I want to use it to follow your videos. Okay, I'll look at that in the next video as well. Oh, 1 moment please. Right. What's the difference between a product designer and a product engineer? The designer dreams big and the engineer bursts everyone's bubbles. Pops everyone's balloons. I don't know. Do you ever want... I can't do this. I can't do a Scottish accent. It's terrible. Check the last wire. Maybe it's just not in. Maybe I didn't push it in far enough. Weird. What's going on? Just reset it. Should all be in. 4 goes to 3 volts. 3 volts goes to 3 volts. Weird. Let me just move ground. Shouldn't make any difference. Just going to put this here so I can... I don't know, can everyone see what I'm doing? So I can just reset it. Have I broken this? That'd be a shame. Grey wire instead of black wire for ground. I just used what was in front of me at the time. Right, okay. Well, I knew there'd be a joke there for the designer. 1. What is going on? 25, that's right. Time for new wire. I don't think it's the wires. I mean, I can get more wires, but pretty sure I don't think it's the wire. Weird, very weird. I was playing with this the other day, and it was working great. What have I done? Okay, we'll try a different one for the audio. We'll go yellow this time. I doubt it's the breadboard. I don't even know if this is resetting? How weird. Should those red wires go to the same connector? No, one is going to pin 4, which you shouldn't need it because that's pulled high. That's the enable pin. So you can turn off the amplifier. And the other one is going to the 3.3 volts in. So yeah, I don't know what is going on there. That's a bit silly. Pretty sure I haven't blown it up. No, it's definitely on pin 25. Okay folks, I can't concentrate. Catch you on the flip side. See you, Paul. Sorry mate, why is pin 4 at 3 volts? So pin 4 is the, I'll show you. The PAM has the ability to turn it, you can turn it off basically to save power. So pin 4, which is pulled high to 3.3 volts, so you can pull it low to turn it off. So that's what that is. So this is a slightly different version to what you're seeing here, and then I'll show you the final one in a moment. Does your battery ground need a connector? Battery ground. No, it's the same ground. There's no battery ground. Ground is ground. Maybe use a print to serial command sketch to see. Yeah, actually, that's probably a good point. But I think it's running. Well, there should already be audio out, but there should be output from it. I bet you it's 115200. I hope it is. Let's just check. Actually, I don't even have any serial output on this, so I should probably add some. This is just my Wargames code, for those of you who remember my Wargames project. Serial dot begin 115200 and serial print line hello. Let's see what happens now. Why didn't you connect those two capacitors on the schematic to anything? What? They're connected to ground. I just don't have a symbol there. See? Ground. You don't have to have a symbol like that or a ground symbol in Eagle. You can just, as long as your trace is named correctly, that's all you need. Let's go back to here. Did I get a hello? I got a hello. So, I hate how sometimes you get that garbage in the Arduino IDE. I'm just going to do a print line with nothing to make it go on the next line. Anyway, to win is not to play. You're really a snake for not showing a symbol. This is not a public schematic, it's my schematic. So, yeah. All the schematics will get cleaned up when they get released. Scope the Pico output. Yeah, this is kind of... It's going to be a buzzkill stream today, folks. I'm just going to do one thing. I'm just going to move this over. Maybe it's just one of the rows. Can't even see if this is in camera because I'm like Right, I wasn't even doing that on camera, sorry. I'm getting really bad at this whole streaming thing. Right, there's a problem with the breadboard somewhere. One of the rows on the breadboard was not good. Yeah, it as soon as it starts up, it just plays a sample. So did everyone hear that? So that's obviously doing, you know, a DAC right out on 25. So it's not the loudest thing in the world. I've got a, I can't remember what cap did or what resistor did I put on there. I think I've got a 47k resistor on the gain, so it's dropped the volume a bit. It's not at maximum gain. Yeah, so that's working. And then what I wanted to show you though as well, just quickly before I show you the updated version, yeah, I'll play this for you. You'll see how loud it can get. It can get very loud. Hey Eric, how you doing, mate? Hey Cheetah Kid. Okay, everyone block your ears. If any of you are going to complain about high-pitched stuff, it doesn't go super high, but wait for it. So it's pretty loud, right? Dang, enough. It's pretty loud for a shield. I mean, the samples that I was just playing from the DAC, you know, from the Wargame stuff, that was the volume that was dropped quite a lot when I exported it, because when I was doing it on that for the project, I was getting a lot of static from it. Has it set it beeping yet? I just beeped it. Anyway, so that's pretty cool. So that works really well. But what I've done because I had to do a new version with the decoupling cap, I did this. Let me show you. I expanded it a bit. If I can get it. Where are you? Okay, so now it looks a bit bigger. Turn the grid off. So what I've done is I've added a few things. Check out the TalkieLib, and you can emulate voice on demand. TalkieLib. Does that work with anything with a DAC output? Awesome, cool. Hey Peter, it's very cool. MicroPython ESP32. Hey Tony, sorry about the cats. So what I've done is I've rearranged the board a little bit, and I've put a trim pot on the right hand side. You see that square there? Let me just get rid of the bottom. So there's now a trim pot, so you can adjust the gain yourself. And then what I've also done is got some headers for external speaker, and I've put a mechanical switch on there so you can switch between them. So if you want to run it through an external speaker instead of the onboard one and actually put a proper speaker on there, I mean obviously it's only a 1.5 watt amp, but it's still enough to drive a small speaker, and you'll get better sound out of it. Otherwise you can just mechanically switch it to the internal or external. So yeah, that's going to be the... Have I played around with multi-threading in MicroPython? I know how to use the threading module, but I haven't done anything that needed multi-threading, no. 100k min nowadays, I got mine before that rule. What are we talking about? I don't know what their 100k min is. Yeah, so they're coming. So this and the RTC clock are coming. RTC are coming soon. Yeah, that was the change I made. So, wow. Okay, well. What a weird. All good, Eric. All good. Yeah, what a weird stream this is turning out to be. So I've got something I can show you, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to do it on my stream. was going to make a video about it. They're talking about the box around Make Me Lab Name. Oh, right. Yeah, I've always wondered why you've got a box around your name. With a tick. With a tick. Don't do it. Alan says don't do it. How about unexpected mailbag? I've actually got some mail I can open. I do have some mail I can open. I could do that. I could do that. Yum, more biltong. So, okay, shall we take a vote? Do we open up some mail, or do I show you something that I didn't want to show you today, that I was going to make a video about anyway? Who's got ticks? What? Ah, God, Adam. Haha. He's just on YouTube to verify him. He's a real smooth talker. Okay. Male, don't tease. Yes, both. Okay, wait. I want to get that. Stop everyone typing. I can't get that link. I want to see what changes. Right, yeah. Top secret, I vote pink LED. Pink LED. Well, okay. I don't have a lot of mail, but I'll open some mail. One thing that's already open that I can show you actually, and I don't have them all in here, but do you remember I got those USB, the double-sided USB cables from that company, Bezus or whatever they're called? I showed in might have actually been in another stream that I did my mail. Well, I got some more of their cables, their USB cables. They've all got the double-sided micro B, so I got like red and black. And like here's an open black one. So, because I was looking for ones for the test jigs, for short ones, and I don't have a test jig here, but I got ones that have got 90-degree micro B that's also double-sided. Leo wants the other thing. Well, I might do both. Did one of my kids win something? What? Thought the surprise was starting early. No, that was the surprise was a last-minute thing. I felt bad because of the time zones. Anyway, so I've got a whole bunch more USB cables. The problem with the double-sided cables is they're actually really hard to get in and out. They're, yeah. I'm glad I went back to the peg leg USB connectors. So sometimes they're just really hard to get in as well. You got to get them exactly lined up straight to push them in. They work really well once they're in though, so that's cool. The poster on the back wall. That is... Can you everyone see the poster on the back wall? It's a species poster. Species 2. It's a lenticular poster, so when you move, it changes between her and the creature. I was given that as a gift. And it was in the garage. I found it in the garage, so I thought I'd take it out. Okay, I need to do this carefully because my name's all over these. I don't even know what these are. Okay, I know what these are. Let's do some mail. I'll do some mail, just quickly, and then I might show you the secret thing. I still have to do a video on it anyway. Spacers! So this is very unexciting, some of these, I think, you'll find. These are just 3535 pixels. I don't particularly want to pull these ones out of the bag right now, but you might be able to see. So they're just black front, 3535 SK6812s. Can't really see it from here. Yeah, yeah. You definitely can't see the shifting of it. Oh well. So yeah, I got myself some more of these because I'm running low on the 3535s on my Digis Neo 7 segments and laser segment displays and stuff, so I needed more. Not overly exciting. This one is... oh! You might like this one. Wait, where's the rest of my mail? Where did I just put it? 1, 2... I'm missing a package. What? Oh. Fell on the floor. Sorry. So these two are related. I need a 3D camera. I'll just run out and get one. Just hold on a moment. So these two are related. These are for more... This is not for TinyPICO specific, not Shield specific anyway. So these are some TFT screens. So I got, as per normal, I got 3 of them as screens that I can play with, and 1 of them on a shield to experiment. So these are 220 by 220 resolution TFT screens. They're not quite square. I was trying to find square ones, but they're not quite square. So they're 240 by 240, oh, 240 by 240, not 220 by 220. Again, those IPS style. So the same type of screen as these in terms of their color. And yeah, I want to see if, well, I've got some project ideas maybe. But if I do them, unlike my, well, yeah, that's the one I couldn't fix. Unlike my shield, my play shield that has the module attached, I want to, again, like with the other IPS shield, I want to see if I can get the screen on the board directly. That's the one, CG Aces. So I ordered these like 6 weeks ago. It took 6 weeks to get here. It was a bugger to get working, really? Well, it shouldn't be any different to this. In fact, they should be identical. Because they're the same driver. Or they're not the same, they're close. This one's using a 7735, this one's 7789. But my understanding is they work the same way, like it's the same wiring and everything. So yeah, I'm curious just to see how good, how fast they are. So that's for just a, you know, a project or something that I may get to at some stage or may not, like everything that I do. Put that on the ground. And the last bit of mail I can open, which is pretty cool, which I was not expecting. I'm sure many of you will know about this anyway. I need to open it carefully. So this was a bit of a surprise. If I can... Sorry, it's got my name on it. I've got to... Yep, here we go. I got a present from Mr. Looney. Oh! I got some lollies. So, BitLooney sent me one of his VGA boards. How cool is that? You're having issues driving the 240 version as well? Interesting. Red tab different to green tab. I don't know what tab you're talking about. Oh, you mean the green tab on this and the red tab on the other one? So yeah, I'm not going to pull this apart now, but this is, I'll get the screen out. So you all know that BitLooney did his VGA board. So it uses one of those Wemossy style ESP32 boards, which I don't have one. So I'll need to get myself one, and his resistor ladders and his VGA connector output, which, look at that, that is chunky. So yeah, he sent me one, which is, I think he sent me one because I'm actually one of his patrons. So that was very nice of him. I didn't request one, but he sent me one anyway. So yeah, thank you. I already said thank you to him, but I hadn't opened it, and now I have. So yeah, that's really cool. I look forward to putting that together. I need to get myself one of those ESP boards. Lollies. Excellent. Can't get enough sugar. Okay, so, well, that was the mail. That's the only mail I've got unopened. I've been opening my mail. Well, actually, that's not true. I've got a package from LCSC that's got a lot of parts in it, but I'm going to open that up now. This is going to be a very quick stream. That's okay. So, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it. I still, okay. Now make a shield that allows your TinyPICO to drive it. I'm not going to do that. That's all I'm going to say. So everyone remember this? My badge, 2019 badge, that didn't work because I didn't read the datasheet properly, and the chip uses a common VCC and uses the ground to drive the LEDs, and I didn't know, and so I connected this all wrong. And it did not work. Yes, well. So of course I fixed it, and I got new boards made. So here's a new board. No budge wires. Upside down. Shall I plug it in? Do you want me to plug it in? Or we'll just leave it at that? Maybe we'll just leave it at that. Should we leave it at that? Okay, I'll plug it in. This might be bright. I might have to turn the lights off. It's going to be blinding. I'm warning you now. Here we go. And on camera that looks terrible compared to real life. So it works. Shock horror. Once I wired it correctly. Dimming LEDs and moving. So yeah, you can PWM up to 24 LEDs, 12-bit. I mean, look how bright that is, and that's not even 100%. As in, I've got like my current limiting that I'm using on it. Let me get some blue tack to hold this still. Come on. Sorry, it's right. Well, actually, what I'll do first, before I do that, let me unplug it, and I'm going to power it from my bench supply just to show you something. It also means it'll be easier to power it if I can see where the pins are. So VCC. Sorry, it'll light up again in a second. Just check its ground. It is. Okay, so let me get some blue tack to hold it still. So what I want to show you, the reason I was going to, yeah. There we go. I'll get a diffuser, maybe. Something, if I can find something. Helps a little bit. Feeling the urge to cluck like a chicken. Right, so I mean I've got a whole lot of different demo code I've been writing to make it do different things, and I just kind of like this. So, well, I need to turn the light back on for a moment because we need to talk about something. There's a few things that happened on that stream when I built this. it may be for sale. I've got a few things to work out. So remember when I built this, we worked out that the chip was the wrong way around. Like, as in, I'd wired it wrong, which is fine. And also that the chip needed 3.3 volts to run, or something, or 3.2 volts to run. And of course, the battery at the back is only 3 volts. No surprise that it's blue, of course. So I got it working, which was great, and then I started having a bit of a play. And I discovered some interesting things. Because what I did was, I solved the battery issue by, let's zoom out a bit. And this was an expensive thing to do. But I solved the battery issue by getting these, which are the double height battery clips. So you can stick 2 CR2032s in there, right? No battery about to run out, not all. Oh, see you, Adam. Catch you later. So that way you can I can give it 6 volts. And then the battery wouldn't be a problem. I mean, obviously I could also not use blue LEDs, which take a bit more power. But then I discovered actually yesterday, when I put this together, that, let me get one that isn't bent, and let me get another board out. Put this down before I drop it all. That I didn't check the footprint properly, right? And that this particular connector, I thought it was the same size connector. I knew it would hang out further, but I thought it would still line up. But the connector doesn't actually touch the pads properly on the board. It's a much wider connector than the other one. So I worked out that I could squeeze these together and make it fit, and the battery still fits in. But I was a bit disappointed by that, and then I thought to myself, oh, I can't believe it. I wonder how much power I can get from 3 volts, like how long it'll last from 3 volts anyway. So I connected it up to my power supply, which I've got right now. How does it look now? I'll put the fuse on. And what I discovered though was, this chip's supposed to be running at, see on the footprints, don't go to it. No, it's a bad day for footprints, isn't it? Like this is running at 3 volts right now, and the chip's supposed to be running, it's rated for 3.2 volts. So I thought, wow, and that's pretty damn bright, right, at 3 volts. So then I thought, hang on, what's if the battery goes down? So I turn it off, go to 2.9 volts, turn it back on. Oh, it's still working and still pretty bright. So then I went, hang on, what about 2.7 volts? And even at 2.7 volts, that's still, let me set the light off again. Like you need to see in real life, like that's, obviously the fuse is dropping it down. That's still immensely bright at 2.7 volts. So then, okay, well hang on, what about 2.5 volts? Like I think at 2.5 volts the battery's pretty much dead, right? And even at 2.5 volts, we still have a working badge. Too cheap, dollar store. Right, so it turns out I don't need to, because I don't need 6 volts. I can just use the 3 volt battery. Well, the minimum voltage on this chip apparently was 3.2 volts, or 3 volts. So, I don't know. This is, you know, that's still, you know, obviously it's not as bright now, but at 2.5 volts, it's still very visible. So I was quite pleased by that. So now I don't need to use these expensive connectors that I bought, and they were expensive, unfortunately. They had to come from Mauser. So I've got a whole bunch of these that I'm really not going to use now, but I can just use the normal connectors and the single battery. See ya, CG Aces. Thanks for joining. So that was a win. That was pretty exciting for me. What chip is on the badge? It's a TLC. Was it 7592? Oh gosh, now I've got to remember what it is. TLC. 1 second. Such hard questions. Too many numbers to remember in my head. 59. Okay, is it the 5940? Yeah, it could be. I can't remember. 5947. TLC 5947. So it's a 24. It's a 12-bit 24 LED driver. So now what I guess my concern is, because I ordered these, I got these at the same time I got my black TinyPICOs. So at that point in time, I didn't know what the flux situation on the boards were. So now my concern is, because it's fairly fine pitch, my concern is, do I want to, I'm just going to put this bit brighter again. Actually, what I'm going to do is turn that off, because that is noisy. My bin supply. I still haven't switched the fan out. I keep meaning to, I just don't get around to it. You're not going to get rid of me that easy. I'm not sleeping yet. Oh, okay. Oh, that's what I wanted to show you, is the current draw. Yeah, it's pretty good. Let me, well, it's... Okay, we'll do that again. Sorry. Back to the... I knew there was something else. Thank you for asking. Turn it back on. Okay, so at 2.5 volts, the current draw for this display is 8 milliamps. So obviously not everything's on all the time. I believe it's 16 milliamps if they're all turned on full brightness. Hey Alex. So that's pretty good, and if I could put it back to 3 volts. CGA says, is that, how many LEDs can that drive though? And I2C is fine, I've got no problems using I2C. I'm quite happy to do that. Okay, so at 3 volts it's 20, it's going anywhere between 28 and 15 milliamps depending on what's on at the time. So obviously, depending on what's on the display, it's going to churn through the battery fairly quickly. Yeah, I need 24. There's plenty of cheap 16 ones around, but it had to be 24. Kind of gets limited once you get to the 24 pins. So yeah, current draw is not too bad. And it's obviously, you know, if people want to go full blast on the, you know, the PWM on the pins, then it's obviously going to chew battery faster. So back to this, turn it off again. So my concern now is, well, as a kit, it's not an overly hard kit to build, except for obviously this chip. You know, it's fairly fine pitch. I would not be able to hand solder that on camera, I don't think. That's what I was going to do. I was going to do a build video of it to see if I can actually build one. Like, I know I can hand solder it, but my issue is going to be, you know, I'm sitting that far away from it right now because of the camera, and I can't get my head over the top because of the camera. So I don't know how hand solderable it's going to be in video format. And I feel like if I'm going to release these on Tindy, I need to do a this is how you solder it video. And there's not a lot of parts. The back's definitely hand solderable. I mean, I hand soldered this one on the back, if you remember. But, you know, hand soldering under a camera is much harder than hand soldering when you're looking over it. Oh, well, I did reflow. This top's reflowed, but I can't sell a kit that requires reflow. If it's going to go in kit form, it needs to be hand solderable. Because that's what people do. They buy badge kits to build them. I don't particularly want to sell them as pre-made badges. I mean, that's what I did with my other one, my 2018 badge. and you know, I sold, you know, 5 pre-made ones, and all the rest, I don't know how many I do, like 80 of them or something, all were as kits. So people want them as kits. And to be honest, I have enough stuff to build with my TinyPICOs. I don't want to be adding to that by having to build shields. So my concern is going to be, what will this look like if I hand solder it with flux everywhere? Because I'm pretty sure that most people who are going to be hand soldering these are not going to be using multi-core $150 rolls of solder, right? They're going to be using your standard rosin-based flux solder, and I'm concerned it's going to end up looking like that. Because then it would look pretty bad. So I thought about doing that. I could reflow just the chip, but there's still going to be yuck solder, like yuck flux stuff everywhere. The chip's hand solderable. My concern is what it's going to visually look like. Like, I feel like I need to go and, you know, the one, like, I've only got 10 of these boards. I feel like, yeah, I need to go back to a different coloured board. Maybe do a blue board or something for this, so the flux isn't going to look terrible. I have other ideas how to solder. Yes, Cheetah Kid? Would blue, yeah. I think blue would look okay, because any glossy solder mask looks fine. I mean, that's got flux residue on there, but you can hardly see it. Right, I didn't clean that. That was hand soldered. No, that side wasn't hand soldered, was it? No, I didn't. Sorry. That side's hand soldered. And you can't really see, I mean, there's flux on there, but you can't really see the residue. Like, if you look around the AT Tiny. But if I was to do that on here, I mean, look at the back. See the flux? And that's hidden on the back, but I would not want to see that, all that flux on the front. And yes, it can be cleaned, I get that. But I feel like, is that a fair thing to ask people? Hey, once you've built the thing, you need to then scrub it with IPA to make it look good? See you, Yuri. Thanks for joining. Like, I feel like that's just a, I don't know. I don't know if I'd be comfortable with that. I wish JLC did the gloss black still as well, because that didn't have as much of a problem. So yeah, so I need to decide. I mean, so the boards work. I've actually started putting the Tindy store together. I wasn't going to showcase this until the Tindy store was ready. I have a habit of showing a project too early, and people get excited about it, and then it takes me forever to release it, and then by that point people have moved on. So I wanted to time this better with my Tindy store release. That's why I was going to do a build video as well for it. So yeah, I'm of two minds. So what I'm going to do, yeah, I'm going to do a build with a soldering iron and see what it looks like from the front. And see how we go. And if it looks really terrible, well, then I won't sell them in black. $3 jewelry ultrasonic cleaners. I've got an ultrasonic cleaner here. But I don't want to build them for, what do other people do? Like, they're going to be sold as kits, Eric. So not everyone's going to, like, I'm not going to sell them a, here's a badge and here's a $30 ultrasonic cleaner with it. They can solder, they can clean with alcohol, I don't see a problem. I know they can, but is that a thing to ask people to do? Like, is that, you know, I mean, I could solve most of that by going to a different colour. They don't do gloss black anymore. JLC PCB only do matte black. And the black looks great, let's face it. And I'd be happy if it was gloss, but they just don't do it. I could get the PCBs elsewhere, but the PCBs are going to end up costing me more. But yeah, that's another option as well. And go get gloss black from somewhere else. So yeah, it's just stuff to think about. Yeah. But it looks great. It came out really well. The whole illusion of the cube thing probably doesn't work quite as well as I was hoping. Like when you... let me see what other code I've got on here. I've got some other Gemo code. No reason. I think they only just want to do the one black, I think. Where is my reset? Goes that way. Wow, super bright. So let's see what other code I've got on here. I've just been playing around with different bits of demo code, right? So it's nothing specific. I'm probably going to write oh, Amos going as well. Catch you later, Amos. Please agree with the blue LEDs would look good. Yeah, blue and blue might look nice. White and blue would look nice, but white's going to have the same problem with the flux, unfortunately, I think. Okay, so yeah, I've been playing around with just different bits of code, and my intent was to eventually get a library together for the badge. So people will be able to download the library and then code their own stuff for it. I mean, it's obviously supposed to be hackable, so... let me see what this one is. I can't remember what's in what. I called them 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oh, actually that's not going to work, because it thinks it's doing a TinyPICO. That was clever. Okay, tools, going to AT-Tiny85. And now the Arduino IDE is going to lock up on me again. Oh, come on. Yep, it's locked up on me again. Does anyone else have such terrible problems with the Arduino IDE? Okay, let's try that again. Yeah, just beach balling. Tool, oh, let me back in. Okay, I'm back in. So 85, 8 megahertz. So I'm just setting out my... Okay, cool. Now I think I can open that sketch again. Open. IDE locked up. It's not IDE. I don't know, like I go and click on the tools window in the IDE and it just completely locks up sometimes on me, or just beats balls for ages. Okay, let's see what this demo was. Tiny IDE. You could make a badge without the driver IC using pixels commanded by one. That's what I did with my last badge. No, I wanted to... My last... Second compiling. Done uploading. Oh, right. So that's... Yeah, this is slightly different, this one. Let's turn some lights down again. So that's just... The outer ring's just breathing. And then I've got the inner one turning on and off as each ring goes around the outside. Kind of like a heartbeat type thing. Definitely bridge pins. The pitch is tricky. The pitch is tricky, absolutely. It's not a beginner's badge. And I'll make that quite clear that it's not a beginner's badge. I mean, I would have been quite happy finding a chip that had a better pitch, but there just isn't one. Okay, what's this demo? If it loads. So I've got all these in different files because, right, yeah, that's just a, so each section of the cube spinning around, that's quite fast. Let me slow it down, maybe. I'll slow it down more so you can see what it's doing. The chips are expensive, or it depends where I buy them from. So via Ali, they're I can get them for as low as like $1.20, but buying them officially, they're like $2.40 to $4, depending on where I get them from, depending on how many. Yeah, so that's just, again, it's doing the fade as well, like it's PWMing each section as it goes around. I found other driver chips are like $7 each, but I can't use one of those. It's a little bit too expensive. Let's go, what's my other one? I've got a open. I don't know what this one is. Yeah, Tiny85 is about €1, about $1.50 for me. Okay, I'm just compiling. I love how it looks when it's compiling. Right, that's 3. That's the one. That's the one I had on there already. And then I got one more. I don't know what it is. Can't remember. Can you swap things around and move the chip to the back? Hey Toby, no, there's no room for the chip at the back. Or I can't route it easily with the chip on the back. There's not really enough room, no, just because of the battery and clearance for the battery. How big that is. And then I'd have to have vias everywhere for routing, which, whatever. It'd be a real pain to route. So that's why I had the chip in the middle and had it kind of centered as a hero. I'd have to make a bigger badge to do that, bigger PCB to get it all on there. Demo 4, sorry, 1 second, one more. I don't know what demo 4 is, about to find out. Oh, demo 4 is something that doesn't work yet. Okay, I forgot, I hadn't finished it. Okay, so there you go, I've only got kind of 3 demos at the moment. 3 different bits of code in 3 different files, just because I'm experimenting, and every time I'm experimenting, I'm changing up how I'm coding things and stuff. As I said, I'm trying to get together a work out how all the data is going to be stored for how I address each pixel and groups of pixels, or LEDs, so that way I can build a library out of it. So like, as an example, I'll just like show you over here. I'm not going to go through the code properly because it's really messy code, really messy. But as an example, I've got things like playing around with ideas of like methods like called draw wall, and I've got like arrays of, so they're the different segments. So like a segment is a line. Oops. A segment is a line. So like a 3, 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, 2, 2. And then I've got walls. So a wall is that outside section. And then I've got box inner, box outer. So I've got all different ways I'm storing all the pixel IDs, and then you can do, yeah, like address them in different ways. You could use 16 LED chip, and use 2 PFETs, nodes, and 232 LEDs can be driven. Sure, but what's that going to, I mean, that's no less complicated. I have to put 2 FETs on there and still put a 16 LED driver, so which is going to be a 20 pin chip, you know. So and then putting 32 LEDs on there is just going to sack the battery faster. So you know, it's supposed to be a battery powered badge. So I think, you know, this was a great compromise. Are you not getting confused by switching between coding C and MicroPython? No, not at all. I mean, I've been coding in C and C Sharp, I guess C Sharp more than anything, but, you know, my whole life kind of thing. So, Yeah, like sometimes I'm in MicroPython and I'll stick a semicolon at the end because I forget, or I'll start an if statement and put brackets, which you don't do. Can you send random? Can I send random? Can meaning just a random LEDs to flicker? Sure. I mean, I could make a sketch to do anything really. I mean, they're just numbered in order, right? So I can address them from 0 to 23. Sure, CJ. So I appreciate you throwing ideas, but at the end of the day, it's still going to be like it's still going to be as a complex build. It's just going to be a different build. Able to put a button on to cycle through different patterns. Yeah, there's a button on the back. I just haven't done that yet. This button here is the input button to switch modes. But I've just been experimenting with ideas. Like this is just you know, some coding experiments I've been doing. Like this wasn't ready to showcase yet, really. But yeah, that button on the back. So obviously there's the power button, which will turn power, which doesn't obviously work when it's powered through here. God, look at that lighting up the bottom. That is nuts. And then this is the input to change modes. And I guess you can have as much as you want until you fill up the RAM of the Tiny85. So I'll obviously ship the Tiny85 pre-programmed with a bunch of visuals on there that you can switch between. But I really want to encourage people to hack it, which is another thing, right? Because there's so many more things you can do with this than with my 2018 badge. For those of you who, not all of you might know what my 2018 badge is. That's my 2018 Unexpected Maker badge. So it was my logo with LEDs around the outside, grouped into 3 lots of 8. And you can just do spinning patterns and stuff. But you can't PWM with this, with them, because there's only 2 PWM pins for the standard bootloader for the AT Tiny85. You can use a different one that's got 3. But at the point when I built this, I didn't have that, or I didn't know about that. So this is just spinning around. So it wasn't as versatile to be able to hack, but this obviously you can do more with. So now I'm thinking that these solder pads on the side maybe aren't the best way to go. I was thinking maybe that I might rearrange this, move it over, and see if I can find a really small surface mount header that I could put there. Like a 90-degree angle one or something might be nice, so you can actually just plug cables in, but I have to do some research on that. Using interrupts to break out of animation routine. Typically let the button respond. I'm like, well, no, I don't have any code for button stuff right now. And yeah, like it would probably have to be interrupt driven. So what's interesting about this is, I'll show you what's interesting about this. Let me find the code for it. Right, this is the code here. It's messy, there's a lot of commented out stuff, right? Don't worry about it, I'll show you. But there's a point I want to make with this. I'm not going to go through what the code does, but this is all the code here, and you'll notice there is no delay anywhere in the loop. So what you're seeing here is this is running as fast as this possibly can. Right? There's no delay. And the reason it's not running faster is, and I'm going to say this, the library that I'm using, the Adafruit library, is pretty terrible. So, every time I say, if I just write some code that goes through a loop, turns on all the LEDs just once, right? And then what you do is you do you tell it to write, this TLC write, and that writes the data, yeah? That TLC write does 834 digital writes every time I call write. No, that number's not right. That can't be right again. Let me, now I'm going to have to count them. Now I'm going to call myself a liar. It was a massive number. Hang on. No, I know the number. I wrote it down. 1 second. I was going to find it, and I'm going to find it. I just have to go back in the chat history. Sorry, I lied. 868. So every time it does 1 frame to write everything. Hey, Paul. Every time it does 1 frame to write them all, 868 digital writes. It does. And as you all know, digital write is expensive. It's slow. And it does 868 of them. So that is the fastest that an ATtiny85. See you, is it Jan or Jan? I don't know. I apologise. Either way, do them. And I might. I don't know. Yeah, 868 digital writes seems to be excessive. Like, I'm surprised that they didn't do some better bit banging than that. But there we go. So it's a pretty badge. If you want to know what it is that all the digital writes are, so it's on my phone, but you might be able to read it. So this is so I sent this to Matt. We were talking about it. Oops. If I can scroll it. I called it lazy. Look, I wrote that's lazy. I wrote it to Matt. So what they're doing is they obviously need to set the latch pin low. Then they're going through in a loop 24 times, right? Because there's 24 pixels. And then they're going through each bit, right? So there's 12 bits per pixel. So 12 times by 24 times, they're doing clock low, then they're doing a lower or high on the data, and then a clock high, right? And then at the end, they're doing another digital write, digital write, digital write. So they're doing every loop, they're doing 1, 2, 3, 3 per loop. So that's 12 times 24 by 3. Every time they're doing a write to the screen. See you, Cheetah Kid. If you're buffering, just refresh the browser. Sorry if you're buffering. So yeah, that's just... I mean, sure, it makes their code, their library compatible with any board, but wow, that is just expensive. So that's as fast as I can get it moving, which still looks pretty good. That's pretty fast. I'm not writing ASM to... No. So in my case, like if I do make a custom version of it just for this badge, I can just use port manipulation, right? It's only 3 pins that they're manipulating. So I should be able to just bit bang it through ports if I could be bothered. I don't even know if it's worth me doing because that's still pretty fast. Hey Matt, welcome. Yeah. Catch you later, Cheetah Kid. So that's the badge. I need to solve how I'm going. I need to build it with the soldering iron because that was obviously reflowed for testing. I'll build it with the soldering iron. I'll see how bad it looks. If it looks okay, I'll leave them in black and I'll ship them in black. I'm also maybe not going to do blue LEDs. I might do orange in the kits, or I might give people a choice. Just that obviously the orange LEDs take less power, so the battery will last longer. But I might maybe give people a choice on what colour LEDs to ship it with. So I think that might be nice. So yeah, that's it. Hey Matt, you missed before. So I had a bit of a disaster at the start of the stream. I'll just show you now. Do I have it still here? No, I don't. My I was going to build this today. I stuck it on, and my picture's wrong. Doesn't line up. Anyway, for anyone that came in late, missed the start of the stream, this is what I was going to build up on the stream today. But yeah, the speed is good, but that's as fast as it can get, right? I mean, it's not terrible in any way, but it's still. I'm curious to see how fast I could get it, but I don't think it's worth the effort. So yeah, this does not line up, so I could not build it. I'm gonna have to. I got the pitch wrong. Yeah. Oh well. You know, it's part of the course. So, because I've only got the one screen, I wasn't going to bodge wire it to test it, because there's just no point, I don't think. And I might still keep looking for another adapter. So, like a sliding adapter. Maybe. The problem's going to be with the sliding adapter is because of how wide this is, I don't think I'm going to find an adapter that's going to fit on this width board, to be honest with you. Most of the adapters are going to be at least a couple of mil wider than the connector, so I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah. So that was a disappointment. Stream started with a disappointment. I expect a facepalm. Yes, yes. Well, I've been going for 2 hours, folks, because I started early. I think... Well, I've only got one other secret project I'm working on that I could show, but I'm not going to show. I don't think. I think it's too secret. It looks fantastic, though, but it's too secret. So I'm going to leave that one for a video reveal, I think, at some point. I can't keep, like, giving away all my best secrets on my streams, and I've got nothing to make videos about. But this does look kind of blingy. I would love to see FPS counter on this puppy. Okay. No. I don't know how fast it is. It's as fast as the AT-Tinies can push it out. So... I mean, they're not even using SPI to do it, which they could be. There's a clock and data and latch. I mean, they can't do the latch, but they could probably do the clock and the data with it. Maybe. Faster, I don't know. Too much faffing about to get the display working. Oh, you want to see on that LCD, you want to see what the frame rate is on this? Right, okay. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know how fast you can get. It's obviously dependent on how fast you you set up your SPI and how fast your microcontroller is. What do you mean, Paul? Too much fuffing about to get the display working. You mean this one? Well, there would be no fuffing about if the if the pitch was right. My plan was to paste it up and put them on, and then kept on tape this down and hot air it on or solder it on. But yeah, it should be a no-brainer if the pitch was correct, but it wasn't. So, and of course, you know, there's no schematics around for this. That would have been useful. Oh well. What you gonna do? Okay, I think that's it today. As I said, I'm starting to do my best to do 2-hour streams from now on. No more 5-hour streams. No more 4-hour streams. That's not fun for anyone, I don't think. I think they're, you know, I don't get a lot of people watching them afterwards. So my view count on them are lower. And I think it's hard for people to, like, when they jump in late. And, you know, people have been requesting recap videos or me going through and putting time codes in for everything in the videos. And I don't particularly want to do that. Get an adapter to correct the pitch. An adapter. How would I get an adapter for this? An adapter is going to cost me the same amount as getting new boards made. I'm going to fix the pitch and get new boards made. That's all. How would I attach an adapter from that side to that side? Yeah, no adapter needed. Just a new board. New board's easy. I just need to, put a bit more focus on getting the pitch exactly right. Bit of a pain. That's all. Only thing you see on that, if you encounter a problem, it can quickly run longer automatically. Right, or I stop it. You know, but 5 hours is crazy. Yeah. I can always stop the stream, pick it up the next week or something. No adapter. To get an adapter to correct the pin. Hello, Crazy Boy 2016 cashier. FPC is designed for custom interfacing. I don't have a laser printer, so I can't print it on a laser printer. I've only got an inkjet. I'm not going to drive all the way to an office supply place to print one printout to see if it works and then come all the way back and change it. So life's a pitch, haha. Sorry, I am stopping the stream. Yeah, it'll just be offline tinkering again. Like, as I said, a 4-hour stream, 5-hour stream kills me. Like, you know, I get up super early for them, and then I'm just wrecked for the rest of the day, and I just get nothing done. I just start vegetating for the rest of the day. So, you know, I'm not saying never ever again, but I think 2 hours is a good amount. I think. Better order new PCBs. Yes, I'm going to order new PCBs today. Laser cut a piece of paper. I'm pretty sure my laser cutter also can't do fine enough tolerances at this type of pitch. My K40 maybe could have, but not the 80 watt. Anyway, more goodies to show soon. Maybe next week there'll be another surprise. But thanks everyone. Thanks for joining. No worries. Look, as I said, I started half an hour earlier because I felt bad about the time zone thing. I might do that next week as well. I'll let everyone know when I'll tweet out. I'll see if I can maybe start my streams at 6:30 for the next little while. How about 24-hour stream? You all watch an empty... You just watch this spinning around while I go to sleep. Okay, I mean, I can do that. I don't know if YouTube will let that just keep running forever, will it? I don't think they let long streams like that anymore. Maybe they do. Anyway, catch you all later. Oh, I'm not going to be able to find my off button again. Once again. Where are you? Right. I think I've got the page. Do I have the page? Okay, I've got my stop streaming button. Catch you later, everyone. Thanks for joining. Have a lovely week. Lovely sleep for those of you going to sleep. And I'll see you all next time. Bye. And okay.